You look at that woman at the event, impeccable like one of the protagonists from Succession, and think, she was born like this. But here's the truth nobody tells you. True elegance doesn't come from genetics. It comes from the habits you implement every day. And Carol here, speaking directly from my velvet sofa, which wasn't cheap but worth every penny, ready to debunk some myths about why you feel distant from that natural sophistication we see in elite women. So, before continuing, if you want to transform your elegance into something profitable, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and leave that like. Because, darling, quality information doesn't fall from the sky. And here at Lucrative Elegance, I deliver what really works. You know what impresses me? True elegance comes from within and manifests through consistent daily habits. I'm Carol, I'm 39 years old, and I've made practically every elegance mistake that exists. But it was precisely because I went through this that today I can help you avoid these traps. Remember Blair Waldorf in Gossip Girl? She wasn't necessarily the prettiest in the cast, but she had something that made her shine. Elegance is an attitude, not a price tag. This happened to me when I realized I was focusing on the wrong place, but then I understood that the right habits can transform any woman. So I started studying what really makes a difference. First, destructive habit: speaking too loudly. An elegant woman doesn't want her neighbors to hear what she's saying when she's in the garden. I learned this the hard way during an important dinner. I was telling a funny story, but my voice echoed throughout the entire restaurant. The feeling was horrible, like I was an American tourist lost in Rome. The volume of your voice can instantly ruin any sophisticated look you've put together. This happened because we grew up thinking that being heard means speaking loudly. But the truth is the opposite, so the elegant woman speaks as if she's sharing a valuable secret. Second destructive habit: desperate name dropping. Name dropping is a really bad habit, especially when it comes to work and high society. It's like that character in Sex and the City who always mentioned where to dine to impress. This happened to me when I was younger and thought citing important people would give me credibility, but it actually made me seem desperate for validation, so I learned that the truly elegant woman lets her connections speak for themselves. Third destructive habit: wrong-sized clothes. Wearing clothes that don't fit properly is one of the most common fashion mistakes people make. How many times have you bought that piece that will fit when I lose weight? This reminds me of the 2000s actresses who wore ultra-low-rise jeans. Beautiful, but completely uncomfortable. In 2025, we see a shift toward hyper-elegant fashion, and this means clothes that fit perfectly on your body today. This happened when I finally accepted my mid-size body, but then I discovered that well-fitted clothes made me look much more sophisticated. So I invested in a seamstress, and it changed my life. Fourth destructive habit: excessive perfume. I understand you love your signature fragrance, but drowning in it won't make it last longer or make it more memorable. It's like the ant who uses Chanel No. 5 in industrial quantities. You smell her coming before you even see her. The elegant woman wants people to discover her fragrance when they come close, not when they enter the same room. This happens because we associate sophistication with subtlety, but many women think more is more. So the golden rule is, if you can smell your own perfume after applying it, it's too much. Fifth destructive habit: mistreated shoes. Your shoes are like the punctuation of your outfit. Scratched and worn heels or dirty sneakers can ruin the most elegant ensemble. This reminds me of Charlotte in Sex and the City. Always impeccable, including her shoes. This happened when I realized that elegant women treat shoes as investments, not consumption, but then I started giving regular maintenance to my shoes. So today, I have pieces that last years and always look new. Sixth destructive habit: excessive accessories. Remember, Coco Chanel said, "Before leaving home, look in the mirror and remove one thing." It's the difference between looking like a Christmas tree and looking like Carolyn Bessette Kennedy. She was always perfectly balanced. On several occasions during the spring-summer 2025 season, we witnessed looks that clearly drew inspiration from Carolyn Bessette Kennedy's sophisticated and modern sense of style. This happens because when we use too many accessories, our attention disperses. But when we choose strategic pieces, we create an elegant focal point. So the rule is, one statement piece at a time. Seventh destructive habit: sloppy posture. For spring 2025, designers began to soften the previously sharp tailoring, creating a wardrobe for the modern working person who wants to look ready for work, but still chic and comfortable. But what good is the perfect outfit if you're hunched over like the Hunchback of Notre Dame? This happened when I started working from home and my posture went downhill, but then I invested in postural exercises and physical therapy, so today I carry my body like a queen, and that's worth more than any expensive outfit. 8th destructive habit: constant rush. The elegant woman never runs in high heels as if she's missing the last subway. Being organized and punctual demonstrates respect for both yourself and others. This reminds me of the difference between a successful executive and a late intern. This happens because elegance is all about control and planning, but many women live in urgency mode, so the secret is to always leave 15 minutes earlier than necessary. 9th destructive habit: neglecting basic self-care. An elegant woman understands the importance of self-care, not as an indulgence, but as a necessity. I'm not talking about expensive treatments, but clean nails, well-cared-for hair, moisturized skin. The 2025 trends for women emphasize self-care and timeless elegance. This happens when you realize that small details make all the difference, but many women focus on the overall look and forget the basics. So always start with the foundation. 10th destructive habit: imitating instead of adapting. There's a shift toward unbridled expressions of personal taste. Wearing the influencer of the moment's look without adapting it to your style is like trying to be Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada without understanding the character. This happened when I finally understood that elegance is not uniform, but then I started developing my own dress code based on what really works for me, so today I have a style that is recognizably mine. You know those women who seem to have been born elegant? The elegant fashion trend is already marking a big change in style in 2024. They simply learned these codes earlier. It's like learning French. Some start in childhood, others in adulthood, but all can become fluent. The difference is that they implemented these habits as second nature. This happens because elegance is a language that is learned. But the good news is that it's never too late to start, so you can start today with small changes. What do elite women really do differently? The mantra for this season is meaningful minimalism, that is, pieces with thoughtful and functional details that do more with less. They invest in quality, not quantity. They understand that elegance is a long-term game. This happens because they treat elegance as an investment in themselves, but most women treat it as an expense, so change your mindset and see how your relationship with style transforms. The reality is that most people have returned to their 9-to-5 work routines, and our wardrobes are ready to reflect this shift toward practicality. Elegance is not about impressing others. It's about feeling powerful in your own skin. When you master these habits, everything changes. People treat you differently, you feel different, opportunities appear. This happens because elegance communicates competence and self-esteem, but you need to be consistent. So start by choosing 3 habits from this list and implement 1 per week. There's a sense of joy returning to fashion and restored energy around the art of dressing. The truth is, you don't need a millionaire budget to look like an elite woman. You need knowledge, consistency, and mainly to stop sabotaging your own elegance with these destructive habits. This happens when you finally understand that elegance is a daily choice, but most women expect it to happen magically. So take control and start today. So tell me here in the comments, which of these habits do you identify in yourself? And which one will you start changing first? Because elegance isn't luck, it's strategy. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and leave that like if you want more content like this. Because here at Lucrative Elegance, elegance isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling powerful and profitable. Now that you know what to avoid, I'm going to tell you what truly elegant women do differently. And no, it's not about buying expensive products. It's about creating rituals that feed your self-esteem daily. Elegant women start the day with intention. It's about waking up with a goal and a plan. This happens because they understand that how you start determines how you finish, but most women wake up on autopilot, so start by setting a simple intention every morning. You know what I learned watching French women? They have 5 perfumes, which they alternate according to circumstances and mood. It's not about having more. It's about being conscious of what you choose and when you choose it. The elegant morning routine isn't about waking up at 5 a.m. like a fitness influencer. It's about embracing each action with purpose and mindfulness. This happens when you treat your preparation as a sacred ritual, not as an obligation. So transform your morning routine into a moment of genuine self-care. In France, they focus on radiant and beautiful skin, so we can have that no makeup look, and it works. This is very different from simply not wearing makeup out of laziness. The trick is in flawless skin as a base. French women favor creams, balms, and oils enriched with natural ingredients to promote smooth and soft skin. This happens because they invest time in skincare, but most women want instant results. So shift your focus from products to process. When I wear makeup, I always opt for double cleansing at night. This is a technique that French women mastered decades ago. First, a cleansing oil, then a gentle cleanser. This happens because inadequate cleansing sabotages all other care, but many women think a quick wash is enough, so invest time in cleansing. It's the foundation of everything. The French don't have a bathroom cabinet full of millions of different skincare product options like American men and women have. They choose products that work and don't constantly switch. Elegance comes from consistency, not complexity. This happens because real results come from constant use of suitable products. But the social media era made us believe we need novelties constantly, so choose your routine and stick to it for at least 3 months. Going back to posture, this is fundamental. Making your bed and your bathroom, bedroom tidy in the morning does something to your psyche. It creates a sense of order and calm. An elegant woman carries her body as if it were a work of art. This happens when you train your posture daily with simple exercises, but most ignore it until the famous tech hump appears. So make posture a priority before it becomes a problem. Night is when the magic really happens. At night, I always remove makeup with a cleansing oil, then double cleanse. But it doesn't stop there. Elegant women treat the night routine as a ritual of self-honor. I also love applying a touch of perfume before bed. It helps me reconnect with myself at the end of the day. This happens because night is when your body regenerates, but many women just disassemble without intention. So create a night ritual that honors your body and mind. Instead of fighting against the inevitability of aging, let's embrace it. This is the fundamental difference between an elegant woman and a woman desperate for validation. A French woman once said, "Getting cosmetic procedures is a telltale sign of insecurity. Accept who you are and work with what you have." This doesn't mean neglecting yourself. It means working with your nature, not against it. In France, we like to take pleasure in every task we do. We don't like pressure, and we tend to criticize rules. Your beauty routine should give you pleasure, not stress. This happens when you see self-care as a gift to yourself, not as an obligation. But many women turn beauty into another pressure, so allow yourself to enjoy the process. It's not about buying specific French products, it's about the French mentality. They realize that having good skin is a marathon, not a sprint. The French beauty routine embraces imperfections and trusts long-term results instead of instant gratification. This completely changes your relationship with beauty and self-care. In the end, elegance isn't about being perfect. It's about being conscious. What matters is finding a routine that works for you and maintaining it as much as possible. Elegant and chic women aren't afraid to wear colors that make them look and feel good. They move with confidence because they know who they are. Elegance begins with small daily choices. Choose 3 habits from this list and implement 1 per week. Remember, small changes create lasting habits. And if you want to take your elegance to an international level, don't forget my ebook, Be Elegant While Traveling, Global Etiquette for the Sophisticated Traveler. Because elegance doesn't take vacations, right? Now tell me, which of these secrets surprised you most? Which one will you start implementing today? Because as I always say, elegance isn't an accident, it's architecture. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and leave that like if you want more content that really transforms. Because here at Lucrative Elegance, elegance is strategy, not luck. Until next time.